See, dear friends, last time we took some of the exercise numericals. We also saw the example which used the equation okay. Also we saw how to find out area of the velocity graph, okay, that we have seen earlier. Now we proceed further in the exercise numericals. Okay, now see the exercise numerical 3.5. Okay, now see the question says, see a jet plane is traveling okay, like this with a speed of 500 meter per second, okay, 500 kilometer per hour, okay. Okay, and ejects, see the combustion product that is in the form of gas, that is given as 1500 kilometer related to the jet plane. Okay. Now, what is the speed of the later, that is combustion product, with respect to an observer on the ground? Now, observer we know is a stationary object. Okay. Now see what is the velocity of the plane. Okay. What will be the velocity of the observer? V0 is 0. So what is the relative velocity of the plane? VPO okay. Now what is the velocity of combustion product with respect to observer? Okay. O is for observer and G is for gases. Okay. Then what is the velocity of the combustion product with respect to observer? Okay, that is 500 minus 1500 minus 1000 kilometer per hour. Okay, this is the case of the relative velocity here. Now see the velocity of plane is 500 kilometer per hour. Velocity of combustion product, that is in the form of gas, 1500 kilometer per hour. Observer is stationary. First we have to find out VPO, then VOG, and then the velocity of combustion product, that we get a minus 1000 kilometer per hour. Okay. Now, next we have to take example, exercise sum number 3.7. Now see the question says, two train A and B, train A and train B, length is 400 meter each. Moving on the parallel track, okay, move in the parallel track, okay, with a speed of 72 kilometer per hour. Okay, A and B is 70. Now we will convert in meter per second. Now the question says A is ahead of the B. Okay, let us say A is ahead of the B. Okay. Now see B decide to take overtake. Why? Because B is behind, you want to overtake. The acceleration applied is 1 meter per second square. Okay. What is the initial separation? What is the initial separation? So What is the initial velocity of A and B respectively? That is 20 meter per second. So what is the distance traveled by B? Now, initial velocity of B is 20 meter per second. Now the question says it overtakes B overtake A in 50 seconds. Okay. Now, what is the distance covered here? V0 is 20, 50 plus 1 by 2. Okay. Now what is the distance traveled by A? V into T. Now B moves with the accelerated motion, A moves with the constant velocity. So what is the initial separation? Will be dB minus dA. Okay, that will be okay. Now let us see again. A and B has a length of 400 meter. See, A is out of the B. Both move with the same velocity of 72 km per hour that we have converted in meter per second. A acceleration. B decide to overtake A, moves with the acceleration of 50 meter per second, 1 meter per second square, sorry, and overtake in 50 seconds. What we have to find out? Initial separation. Now B has an accelerated motion, so we have used V0t plus half at square calculated and 2250, sorry, and A still move with the constant velocity, so distance covered is V into T, that is 1000, and the separation between them will be equal to distance covered, difference of the distance covered by B and A. So this is how we can solve this time. Now next is example number, exercise sum number 3.8. Okay, now see the car A and B. Car A moves with us 36 km per hour. Now the question says B and C move in the opposite direction. Okay, with the speed of 54 km per hour. That is 54 into 10 upon 36. Okay. Now the initial distance between A and B is 1 kilometer. B and C also 1 kilometer. Okay. Now what should be? See, B decide to overtake A. Okay. B decide to overtake A. We have to find out with what acceleration. So with what acceleration B should travel, so he can overtake A. Now see, what is the relative velocity of VBA is VB minus VA. Okay, and what should be VCA or VAC is? Now see, by convention right hand side we consider positive, so left hand side should be negative. Okay. Now B moves with a constant velocity, C moves with a constant velocity. Okay, so V is equal to d by t. Okay. Now the question says distance is 1 kilometer. Okay, what is the time we have to find out first. Suppose B move with the constant velocity, in how much time it will overtake A. So T is equal to D by B. Now what is the initial separation? What is the relative velocity of C? 25. Now if B want to overtake, it has to cross the car A in 40 seconds. So we have to find out the acceleration now. So what formula we use? D is equal to V naught T plus half AT square. Okay. Now distance is how much? 1000. Okay. What is the relative velocity here? 5. Why B move in the same direction? Time is 40. Okay. So 100, 1000 minus 200, 800 A. 800 is equal to 800 A. A is 1 meter. Okay. So if B want to overtake A, it has to travel with the acceleration of 1 meter per second square. Now let me tell you again. See, the car A move in the let us say rightward with a velocity of 36 km per hour. Two car again B and C move in opposite direction of A. Okay, one toward A and in second is the opposite direction. Initial separation is 1 km per hour. Both move with a velocity of 54 km per hour, that is 15 meter per second. Now B decide to overtake A before C. Then we have to find out with what acceleration it has to travel. Now we know C moves with a constant velocity, but we know this is a case of the relative velocity. Right hand side is plus, then left hand side will be minus. So that is the relative velocity of A with respect to C will be 10 minus 15 will be 25 meter per second. Now see, the separation is 1 kilometer, that is 1000 meter. See, we have find out in how much time C will overtake A. That we get at 40 seconds. Now, as the question says, we want to cross A before C. So then it should have some acceleration. That acceleration we have to find out. Now initial separation is 100. What is the initial velocity of B with respect to A? 15 minus 10 is 5 meter per second. 40 seconds we have obtained. 1 by 2 A T square, time is again 40 seconds. So if we solve, we get 1 meter per second square is the acceleration. So B has to travel with the acceleration of 1 meter per second square. So he can cross A before C. So this is exercise number 3.8. Okay. Now now the exercise number 3.10 says the player throws the ball in vertically upward direction 29.4 meter per second. See, we have to find out number of things here. What is the direction of acceleration? Okay, direction of acceleration. See, the ball is thrown in upward direction, but see, the gravitational acceleration is always in downward direction. So acceleration, here it is gravitational acceleration. Is in downward direction. Now the second part of the question says that what is the velocity and acceleration at highest point. Now let us say this is highest point. Yeah. Now see, the highest point velocity will be 0. Why? Because it is moving against the gravitation acceleration. So at zero, but at that time also g is present, so the acceleration will be in downward direction. Okay, that is a part B of this question. Now the third, what is the height? We have to find out. Okay, now see the height is d is v square minus v0 square upon 2a. Highest point velocity is 0. G value is minus 9.8. Okay, now if we solve this, we'll get 44.1. Now we have to find out in how much time it will return. Okay, so now we use the equation v is equal to v0 minus gt. See, highest point velocity is 0. Okay, v0 is 29.4, 9.8 times 29.4 upon. Now this is the time taken for upward journey. Let us say from A to B. Now when it comes down, it will take the same time. So total time of flight will be 3 plus 3, that is 6 seconds. Okay. Now one more thing they want to ask. At highest point, they want to take x is equal to 0. Okay. T is equal to 0. Okay. That is the fourth part. Okay. That is the fourth part. Okay. What is the vertically downward direction? Okay. Now this is our x is equal to 0 and t is equal to 0. So upward direction will be negative and downward direction will be positive. Okay. This is how we can solve this. Now this is exercise sum number 3.8. Now we proceed further. Now 3.11 is theory type. Okay. Now we take 3.14. Okay, that is a simple sum. Only thing we have to use the formula very well. Now a man walks from the home to market. Okay, let us say A is home and B is market. It is at a 2.5 kilometer. Okay, with the speed of 5 kilometer per hour. Okay, but when he reaches that, market is closed and comes back with a speed of 7.5 kilometer per hour. Okay, now we have to find out number of things. What is the magnitude of average velocity? What is the magnitude of average velocity in the time interval? First, see, there are 3 or 4 times we have to calculate. See, the first one is 0 to 30 minutes. Okay. Now, see, v is equal to d by t. V is 5, distance is 2.5 and time t. So, see, in first 30 minutes, he will reach from A to B only. Okay? So what is the distance covered? 2.5 kilometer per hour. Now this we call as x is equal to 0. Then this will be x point 2.5. So displacement okay. Now we have to calculate average speed. Distance upon time. Time is 30 minutes. 1 by 2 hour. Okay. Now average velocity. Is displacement upon time. Okay. Now this is the first part of this question. See again. See distance between A and B. Home and market is 2.5 km per hour. See upward journey from home to market 5 km per hour. From market to home 7.5 km per hour. See, we have to calculate average speed and velocity in 3 parts. First is 0 to 30 minutes. See what we have done here. First find out the time. During that, in 30 minutes, it will be from here to here only. So here in first case, distance and displacement are equal, that we have seen, and from that we have obtained average speed and average velocity. Now the second part of the question says 0 to 50 minutes. Okay, now just now we have seen that in 30 minutes it has to move from A to B. Now what is the remaining time? 50 minus 30 is 20. Okay, now we are given that when it moves from B to A, the distance speed is 7.5 km per hour. So in that case, what will be the distance covered? D is equal to V into T. What is 20 minutes is 20 upon 60, that is 1 by 3 hour. Okay? 20 minutes is 20 upon 1 by 3 hour. See 7.5 into 1 by 3. Okay? So we can easily calculate. Okay? Now 2.5 is the given distance. Okay, 2.5 is the given distance. So what do this suggest? It has come back to A only. So in that case, displacement will be 0. So here, distance covered is 2.5 plus 2.5, 5 km per hour. But it comes back to A in 50 minutes. So xf is equal to xi. Displacement is 0. Now time is 50 minutes, 5 by 6 hours. Okay. Now average speed we have to calculate. Total distance upon total time. Now what is total distance we have covered? Calculated 5 km per hour. And 50 minutes, if I convert it, the hour will get 5 by 6. So it will be 5 upon 5 by 6. 6 km per hour. Here the displacement is 0. So average velocity. Okay, so this is the second part of the question. Now see, the third part of the question is for 0 to 40 minutes. Okay. Here also, again by using the same procedure, we have to calculate the distance covered and the displacement. See, out of these 40 minutes, 30 minutes has passed. That is from A to B, 2.5 km. What is remaining time now? Okay, 10 minutes I convert into the hour. Okay, so for the remaining, see, in 30 minutes it has moved from A to B, that is distance covered is 2.5 km. Now, during the return journey, now it will travel with a velocity of 7.5 km per hour, but see, the time will be only 1 by 6 hours. So we can say D is V into T. V V is 7.5, time is 1/6. Okay, so we can get so what is the total distance covered here? Okay, now displacement, that means it has moved from here to here, let us say. So the displacement will be 2.5 minus this. Okay, now time interval 40 minutes, 40 upon 60. Okay, now we have got the distance also, total distance also, time also, so we can get average speed, total distance, total time. Okay, so we can get .5. Yes, and here the displacement is 1.25, so kilometer average velocity. Displacement upon time. Okay, that is 1.25. Okay, so book the answer is given in fraction, so you can easily convert. Okay, that I am sure of. So this is how we have calculated the average speed and velocity in the third time interval. Okay, very interesting sum. We know, see, by knowing this, the concept of average velocity and that average speed is clear. Okay, now see our next sum. Next sum is related to graph. Okay. Sometimes question related to graph also is asked in the competitive exam also. Generally the school exam graph time question are not asked, but in competitive, okay. So see, the question says, see here there are 4 graphs are given. Okay, which of the graph do not possess one dimension motion? Okay, which of the graph do not represent one dimension motion possibly? So the first graph is like this. Okay, now see, the graph will be like this. Okay, now this is a, okay, now these do not represent, graph do not x versus t graph, because see, the time is a scalar quantity. Once it is increasing, cannot decrease. See, that is why this first graph do not represent a one dimension motion. See, the second graph, see, the graph is like this. See, this is V versus T graph. Okay, see, the graph is like this. Okay, now these also do not represent the V versus type graph. Why? Because again, once the time increases, okay, it cannot decrease. Okay, So also at a given time there are two value of the velocity. Suppose this time there are okay, so that's why you do not represent motion. The graph do not represent. Okay, correctly, because at given time two value of velocity. Now see the third graph is a speed time graph. Okay, which is shown like this. But we are knowing this graph also do not represent one dimension motion. Why? Because speed is scalar quantity, speed cannot be negative. Okay? 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 Because speed cannot be okay. See the third graph and the fourth graph. Okay, now see the graph is like this. Okay, but we have discussed again earlier, this graph also do not represent one dimension motion. Why? Because see the total path length once increases cannot decreases, cannot decrease. So that's why this graph also do not represent possibly one dimension motion. See the total path length. After increasing one times, once it has increased, it cannot go down or it cannot decrease. Okay. Hence, this graph do not represent okay. So this is all about exercise number 3.6. So friends, today we have seen some question based on the graph. See two interesting sum we saw that were related to the relative velocity that are important, and we can have number of example based like this. Why? Because many times the question based on relative velocity are important.